Good day, my little teacups, and welcome back to a little adventure called It Moves. I am your host, the Over-Englishman. Last time, well, we got eaten by what seemed to be a giant spider with human faces stuck to it. So that was, that was terrifying. One moment, I'm really confused as to what's going on. But anyway, we completed chapter 1 of the game, so... stop making weird noises, game. So we moved into chapter 2. Anyway. God, that's frightening. Stop! Is it this one? Why can't I press this one? Right. So now here we arrive in chapter 2. Labyrinth. I guess it's in order of decreasing smiley face? Yes, there we go. Ah! Yes, the puzzles in this game are probably going to completely stump me in a lot of cases, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that in advance. If I get too stumped, I'll just fast forward. Nothing of interest, I think. Okay then. The hell's this? Right then. Music's getting a bit frightening. A poster from some concert. It looks old. Okay. Ventilation, maybe? Air is still stuffy, though. Just turning down the volume so I don't get deafened. A wanted poster. Right. Some kind of machinery. Fucking hell! Okay, I realized two things there. One, something is moving in the darkness. And two, there's like a face plastered on the screen. What the fuck? Also, why am I going around trying to find... I'm moving really fast now. Why am I moving so fast? Why is the music getting evil? Those black things are getting a bit worrying now. What's this? Instructions on how to use a fire extinguisher. Who fuck cares? Looks like a fan. Okay. Why am I being told these things? Ventilation, maybe air is still stuffy. What the hell? I said it last time and I'll say it again, audience. What the hell is this game? Ah! There you are, red thing. What the fuck? Am I dead? When you awaken from a deep sleep to something moving or stirring, it can take a few moments for you to truly understand what is happening. The fog of sleep hangs over your eyes and ears, even when lucid. Something was moving. There was no doubt about that. At first, I wasn't sure what it was, but everything was dark, almost pitch black. But there was enough light creeping in from outside to outline that room. Two thoughts appeared in my mind almost simultaneously. The first was that my parents were in bed because the rest of the house lay both in darkness and silence. The second thought turned to the noise. A noise which had obviously awoken me. That was it. bedsheets rustling in the dark, and someone breathing, as if some disturbed sleeper was attempting to get all too comfortable in the bottom bunk. I lay there in disbelief, thinking that the noise was either my imagination, or perhaps just my pet cat finding somewhere comfortable to spend the night. It was then I noticed my door, shut, as it had been as I'd fallen asleep. Perhaps my mum had checked in on me, and the cat had sneaked into my room then. Yes, that must have been it. I turned to face the wall, closing my eyes in the vain hope that I could fall back to sleep. As I moved, the rustling noise from underneath me ceased. I thought that I must have disturbed my cat, but I quickly realized that the visitor in the bottom bunk was much less mundane than my pet trying to sleep, and much more sinister. As if alerted to and disgruntled by my presence, the disturbed sleeper began to toss and turn violently, like a child having a tantrum in their bed. I could hear the sheets twist and turn with increasing ferocity. Fear gripped me, not like the subtle sense of unease I had experienced earlier, but now potent and terrifying. My heart raced as my eyes panicked, scanning the almost impenetrable darkness. I let out a cry. As most young boys do, I instinctively shouted for my mother. I could hear something stir on the other side of the house, but as I began to breathe a sigh of relief that my parents were coming to save me, the bunk bed suddenly started to shake violently, as if gripped by an earthquake, scraping against the wall. I could hear the sheets below me thrashing around as if tormented by malice. I did not want to jump down to safety, as I feared the thing in the bottom bunk would reach out and grab me, pulling me into the darkness. So I stayed there, white knuckles clutching my own blanket like a shroud of protection. The wait seemed like an eternity. "What's wrong? Did you have a bad dream?" I cried, and my mother consoled me. Tears of fear, followed by relief, streamed down my face. Yet, through all the horror and relief, I did not tell her why I was so upset. I cannot explain it, but it was as though whatever had been in the bottom bunk would return if I even so much as spoke of it. Whether that was the truth, I don't know, but as a child I felt as if that unseen menace remained close, listening. My mother lay in the empty bunk, promising to stay there until morning. I remember the next day wanting to go anywhere, be anywhere, but in that suffocating room. Oh God, I know that feeling. It was a Saturday and I played outside, quite happily with my friends. Although our house was not large, we were lucky to have a long sloping garden in the back. We played there often. As much of it was overgrown, and we could hide in the bushes, climb in the huge sycamore tree which towered above all else, and easily imagine ourselves in the throes of a grand adventure. As fun as it all was, occasionally my eye would turn to that small window in my room. Ordinary, slight, and innocuous. There's somebody standing there. But for me, that thin boundary was a looking glass into a strange, cold pocket of dread. Outside, the lush green surroundings of our garden, filled with the smiling faces of my friends. Inside, the feeling of something in that room, watching me play, waiting for the night when I would be alone, eagerly filled with hate. It may sound strange to you, but by the time my parents ushered me back into that room for the night, I said nothing. I didn't protest, I didn't even make an excuse as to why I couldn't sleep there. I still felt that this thing would be enraged if I so much as spoke of it. Another night came. Chapter 3. Factorized. Save? Yes, please. Damn right I want to save. Okay, then. The door is firmly shut. A huge skull. Yeah, it looks like that thing from Doom. Good God. A banner with a long pole. It's too old and torn to make out the details. What the hell was that noise? Oh God. It doesn't help at all, audience, that the bin men are collecting outside, which means that there's regular sort of metal grinding and thump noises. It's really adding to the atmosphere, I gotta say. I never thought bin men would contribute to horror, but it's actually working. Stop that. Oh, the sprint function's back. Oh God, I'm gonna need to run away from something, aren't I? Okay, seriously, what's going on? A huge skull? Yeah. Am I just stuck in a loop? Oh God. Yeah, you keep saying a huge skull. Have you not noticed the glowing red eyes? Oh God, run away, run. Huh? I'm not afraid. No. Over Englishmen aren't afraid of anything. What the fuck? Some kind of machine. Okay. Okay, then. Is this like the last one where I'm gonna have to find a bunch of things and... No. Okay, then. What is it? Oh God, I keep seeing things moving like this bloody fan. And it's in the darkness. I mean, look at it. Look at it there. In that sort of level of light. It's terrifying. What the hell? It's almost like the runway lights at an airport. I can't even talk anymore. Good God. Some kind of altar. What? Is there like a... Okay, is this kid's bedroom in Silent Hill? What's going on? This does actually look disturbingly like Silent Hill. Yeah, that's just another fan. I'm not even going to bother talking about that. It's just a fan. What the... Hello, green poster. A picture of some kind of green landscape. The picture is in too bad shape to make out any details. Bollocks. More machinery, more bits, more bobs. Yes, I feel this is probably going to end up being one of... Hello? Kid, are you not going to comment on the fucking massive hello written in blood on the floor? Oh, great. I flipped a switch and something moved. Okay, so I guess I continuously flip switches and try and find where has opened up because of what switch I flipped, right? Oh, great. And all this in the dark. With things moving. You know what? I'm really starting to know what that dog in Undertale was about, right, guys? The one that liked things when they stayed still. I like things when they stay still now. I don't want them to be moving and making weird, ominous noises in the middle of this factory. Please, no. The last thing I want is all that... Hi! Hello. Okay, so basically yellow version of No Face from Spirited Away. Hello. How? How what? Or are you just doing that overly stereotypical Indian greeting from Western movies? I can't tell if that's something moving or if it's just a fan. What the hell? Well, at least there's no overly disturbing face on screen this time. That was getting really worrying after a while. A creepy mask. Oh, lovely. What? Huh? What the fucking hell? I don't feel well. That mask moved. It's over there now. Alright then. Also, there's some kind of footsteps noise. Is anyone else noticing that? And the texters. Oh, lovely! A red liquid is pouring out. Yeah, don't question what that red liquid is, kid. It's okay. It's totally not blood. Same as it's been written on everything else. Okay, no, that's not where I'm going. At the same time as wanting to be as disturbed by this atrocity horror as possible, I also do want to find out where the hell I'm going, so... Sorry if every now and then I'm cutting off the tension to... Oh, hello. Hi. Hey, you're stuck! You're stuck, aren't you, my boy? You've teleported into that room, and now there's bars in the way. Ha 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 ha, fuck you. What the what am I looking at? What is this? Kid, why do you not have anything to say about this? What was that noise? Okay then. It's alright. Let's flip the switch and... It's moving. I'm running away. You're still stuck. That's good. You stay there. You stay stuck, okay? If you bloody move, I swear to God, I will... I don't know what I could actually feasibly do to you. I'm losing my command of the English language. No! Looks almost like the... You and your bloody airport runway lights. Alright then, why do I get the feeling that the one that he was standing in has been unlocked now? I'm gonna come at it from this angle. Yep, it's been unlocked. He's out. Is that a... Okay. I don't honestly know what any of these noises mean. And it's creeping the hell out of me. Okay. I think I saw something in the top area, maybe. What? Hang on, I need to come at this from a different angle. That... Oh, hi. Yes. What the hell is that? That's the skull from earlier with the... What looks like the eyesore from One Night at Flumpty's. I'm pressing every button. I think I did a mistake. I did a bad. I think I've been eaten. Shit. Did I just get eaten? It's funny how certain words can remain hidden from your mind, no matter how blatant or obvious they are. One word came to me that night, lying there in the darkness alone, frightened, aware of the rotten change in the atmosphere, a thickening of the air as if something had displaced it. As I heard the first casual twists of the bedsheets below, the first anxious increase of my heartbeat at the realization that something was once again in the bottom bunk. That word. A word which had been sent into exile, filtered up through my consciousness, breaking free of all repression, gasping for air, screaming, etching and carving itself into my mind. Ghost. As this thought came to me, I noticed that my unwelcome visitor had ceased moving. The bedsheets lay calm and dormant, as they had been replaced by something far more hideous. So slow, rhythmic and rasping breath heaved and escaped from the thing below. I could imagine its chest rising and falling with each sordid, wheezing, garbled breath. I shuddered, and hoped beyond all hope that it would leave without occurrence. The house lay as it had the previous night, in a thick blanket of darkness. Silence prevailed, all but for the perverted breath of my as-yet unseen bunkmate. And I lay there terrified. I just wanted this thing to go, to leave me alone. What did it want? Then something unmistakably chilling transpired. It moved. And it moved in a different way from before. When it threw itself around in the bottom bunk, it seemed unrestrained, without purpose, almost animalistic. For that thing laying there in the darkness, that thing which seemed intent on terrorizing a young boy, calmly and nonchalantly, sat up. Its labored breathing had become louder. Now only a mattress and a few flimsy wooden slats separated my body from the unearthly breath below. I lay there, my eyes filled with tears, a fear which mere words cannot relate to you or anyone else coursed through my veins. I would not have believed that this fear could have been heightened, but I was so wrong. I imagined what this thing could look like, sitting there listening from below my mattress, hoping to catch the slightest hint that I was awake. Imagination then turned to an unnerving reality. It began to touch the wooden slats which my mattress sat upon. It seemed to caress them carefully, running what I imagined to be fingers and hands along the surface of the wood. Then with great force it prodded angrily between two slats into the mattress. Even through the padding, it felt as though someone had viciously stuck their fingers into my side. I let out an almighty cry, and the wheezing, shaking, and moving thing in the bunk below replied in kind by violently vibrating the bunk as it had the night before. Small flakes of paint and powdered into my blanket from the wall as the frame of the bed scraped along it backwards and forwards. Once again I was bathed in light, and there stood my mother, loving, caring as she always was, with a comforting hug and calming words which eventually subdued my hysteria. Of course she asked what was wrong, but I could not say. I dared not say. I simply said one word over and over again. Nightmare. This pattern of events continued for weeks, if not months. Night after night I would awaken to the sound of rustling sheets. Each time I would scream so as to not provide this abomination with the time to prod and feel for me. With each cry, the bed would shake violently, stopping with the arrival of my mother, who would spend the rest of the night in the bottom bunk, seemingly unaware of the sinister force torturing her son nightly. Along the way, I managed to feign illness a few times, and come up with other less than truthful reasons for sleeping in my parents' bed. But more often than not, I would be alone for the first few hours of each night in that place. The room where the light from outside did not sit right, alone with that thing. With time, you can be desensitized to almost anything, no matter how horrific. I had come to realize that for whatever reason, this thing could not harm me when my mother was present. I am sure that the same would have been said for my father. But as loving as he was, waking him from sleep was almost impossible. Waking me, on the other hand, was no trouble at all, thanks to the nightmares. Chapter 4. Anger Overload. Save? You're bloody right, I will. Good God, this game is giving me the terror of willies. I can't even say the willies properly. Earthquake? Alright then, well, on this, tectonic rumbling bombshell, I'm going to end the episode here for today, audience. Thank you for watching. Cue the end card. Go now! Thank you for watching, my dear little teacups. This has been It Moves, and I have been the Over-Englishman. Please never forget to leave a like, to comment, to subscribe, to share the video with your friends. Check out some of these beautiful people listed here, and have a cup of tea on me. Thank you, love you all, and farewell.